and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chelsea, and if you're new around here, we like to do beauty related content on this channel. If that's something that you like, then please hit subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, then please click on the little bell and you'll be notified of every time that I upload. In today's video, we're doing this eye makeup look using the Jeffree Star Banana Fetish palette. I've had this basically since its launch, and it is such a beautiful palette. It looks so much better in person. Let me just tell you that now, because the pictures do make it look washed out, but it looks so much more like it's got depth in person, which is a palette that I love. I mainly bought it because of the neutral shades in it. I don't really care for like the pops of pink and blue. I just love yellow eyeshadow, especially on like green and brown eyes. I think it just makes it pop a little bit. But yeah, this is the eye look that we created, so if you want to see how I created this look, then please stay tuned. Okay, so we are all primed now. So using the darkest shade in the palette, which is Don't Choke, it's like a really rich, deep, dark brown. I'm just going to take my P. Louise 124 brush, so just a very small blending brush, and I'm just going to pat that on the outer edge against the tape as well, and just keep going into that colour and adding it on. And you're going in at a bit of a diagonal way, but trust the process. Is going to look very crazy to start off with. So once I've got that colour down, I'm just going to keep going and make it same colour as basically what's in the pan. So keep building up that shade, keep regularly dipping in. So next I'm going to go in with Pounding Cake, so the next shade along, and I'm going to use my P. Louise 116 brush, so a very small blending brush, and I'm just going to basically tap 50% on and 50% off, but just around that dark shade. And again, just building up that shade, making sure that the edges are blended out, ready for the next shade. So for the next shade, I'm going to go in with Size Queen, so this shade here, and I'm going to take my P. Louise 118 brush, so just a little bit up from the previous, and again, I'm just going around that previous shade. And if you're starting to lose out on the colour of the previous shades, don't worry, because we're going to go back in and intensify them anyway. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my, these are all P. Louise brushes by the way, because they're my favourite, but P. Louise 120 brush, so just slightly bigger brush, and we're going to go into Certified Organic, which is like a taupe, like a dark taupe shade. And these shades are actually quite cool toned, like they're very cool toned, so which makes it a little bit of a different kind of palette to use. And I'm just basically using this to again go around the edges, very lightly though. And I'm just going to bring that into my crease a little bit more as well. And then the final shade will be Just the Tip, which is a very pastel-y yellow. This shade here. Oh, where am I? This shade here. And I'm just going to take a Sigma E36 brush, a very tiny blending brush. And this is just going to add that bit of yellow around the edge. And I'm going to bring it all the way in as well. So right underneath the brow. And I'm just basically following underneath my brow with this yellow. So they're basically the colours laid down. So now we're just going to go up, down, up, down, up, down with that order until we're happy with the blend. So I've got I like to get out my 5 brushes with all those shades on, and yeah, just keep going back and forth. So obviously I've gone from all the way to the top, and now I'm going to come all the way back down the ladder again. And make sure you just keep adding in product each time, because where these are cool toned neutrals, we don't want them to blend into one muddy mess. Okay, so we're basically there. So now I'm just going to get my large flat brush, it's my 7071 brush, and just make sure all that base is tapped in on the inner part, because obviously there was some creasing, and just add a little bit more. I'm just going to take a clean flat brush and just blend out the edges a bit so it's not so harsh. Okay, so like that. So now we're going to go in with the shimmers, which I always think is the fun part. So first of all, I'm just going to go in with Never Bitter. So this beautiful shimmer here, which has got like a green reflect to it. It's like a greeny goldy yellow shift, and they're so buttery. I'm just going to pop it on with my finger, just this connecting part here. Look at that green shift. It reminds me of one of the shades that's in the Blood Money palette. And then I'm going to go in with Banana Split. So this icy shade here. So it's a beautiful like icy white with a yellow shift to it basically. And it's just beautiful. So again, I'm just going to use my finger and I'm just going to pat it on first. And really bring it in on my eye as well, because it really opens up your eye. And give the illusion that I've got a lot of lid space. And really, I do not. And I'm just going to go in with a brush, so I'm going to use a 198 brush and go back into Never Bitter and just tap to blend, and then also that Star Split. Just make sure it's all blended out, but look how beautiful that looks. So now back into the shadows, I'm just going to go in the darkest colour, so the Don't Choke, and just run that along here. So do not want to lose the depth. So I'm also going to take a bit of, I'm just going to take a PC12 brush, so a very flat brush, and I'm going to go in with G Spot, which is the other beautiful shimmer. Although it is very similar to Star Split. So this is G Spot and this is Star Split. So they're very similar, very similar. These spots on there and just stamp very, very close to my brow. Okay, so now I'm going to take a Made by Mitchell pencil. So this is Tiger's Eye, so this is the very dark brown. And I'm just going to roughly sketch here. And also the top of my lower lash line. And then I'm just going to use a really small flat brush. So this is a P. Louise 122 and go into that dark Don't Choke and just smudge it out. Okay, so we are all blended, I think. So now I'm going to take this tape off. I need to get masking tape. They're sisters, not twins, okay? The tape was a bit, I think I just need to bring this bit up a bit more. So I'm just going to wrap my wipe on my base. And I'm just going to even this out a little bit more. So they're matching. So now I'm going to go back in with my base and my brush, and I'm just going to apply the base underneath. Let me just get rid of the shadow that's fallen down. So my mic cut out, but we're going to go in with the P. Louise paint in Golden Treasure just for that waterline. And I'm just going to line that with a very thin brush. But then I'm going to go back into the palette in the dark brown and just stamp right underneath and keep it close to that lash line. And then we're going to use the Fuck Proof Mascara in Chocolate Fondue and look at the leather whip packaging, which I love. But I'm just going to coat this on my bottom lashes only. So my makeup is all done. Overall, I actually really like this palette. It blended out beautifully. The shimmers are beautiful. The mattes are absolutely fine. Considering they're more cool toned as well, that I didn't have a problem blending them. And yeah, I just think it's really nice. The only thing that I would say is I don't really like the fact that there's a pink and the blue in. I feel like there could have been maybe some more chocolatey, like warm toned browns in there as well. That would be a nice combination. Just then you could mix up your looks. But overall, I really, really do like this palette. It's something that I would wear more like neutral kind of things, because I mainly bought this for the neutral shades in it. It's a beautiful neutral palette. But yes, and then in terms of the mascara, it's an okay mascara. I only use it on my bottom lash. I didn't really get to use it on my top lash, so I'm going to keep trying that out. But yeah, I like the wand, but I'm not too keen on the formula so far. The formula seems quite wet, but we will soon see. So yeah, so that is everything that I've got to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and hopefully I shall see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!